Hi Wrangler families, this is Dr. Sellers, and I wanted to send you an update using our s'more to just remind you about some of the important things for our school opening next week. Just a reminder, only students in TK through 2nd grade will be returning to campus on Monday, November 9th, and students in grades 3 through 5 returning to campus will come on Thursday, November 12th. There's no school on Wednesday, November 11th. Now, this reopening guide is only for students in blended cohorts. If your student is still in a remote cohort, they will stay online via Zoom and Canvas with their teacher that is a remote teacher. I also want to encourage you to share some of the information in this s'more with your Wrangler so they also feel prepared. The teachers have been helping our Wranglers feel prepared with their individual class expectations, but it's important for them to see the overall school expectations as well. In the link to the s'more, when you click it, you'll see this elementary school schedule for blended and remote learning. You'll notice that on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, our schedule is the same. That cohort A is 8:30 to 11 a.m. and cohort B is 12:30 to 3 p.m. Students coming on campus for blended learning should not arrive before 8:15 a.m. and students in cohort B should not arrive before 12:15 p.m. Those are the times that the gates will be open for students to have their temperatures checked and then be able to enter campus. Also a reminder that parents will not be able to enter campus with students. Students will need to enter campus on their own. For the first week of school, we will have lots of familiar school faces around campus to help our kiddos get to their classrooms. We will still be continuing with reinforcing activities for our Wranglers to help us meet the instructional minutes, so please plan to continue to log in to Seesaw and Canvas to access those reinforcing activities. As I mentioned up above, Wednesday will be an early dismissal day. Early dismissal means that on Wednesday, students on campus should be picked up in the cohort A at 10:30 and in cohort B at 2:30. Students in the remote cohorts will not have combined cohort time on Wednesdays, but will instead be released the same as the other students, having live Zooms on Wednesday 8:30 to 10:30 and 12:30 to 2:30. Below the Wednesday reminder is a checklist for you before you bring your Wrangler to school. We ask you to please take your student's temperature before you come to school and make sure that it's 99.4 degrees or less, and that they don't have any COVID symptoms such as a sore throat, cough, diarrhea, severe headache, or body aches. If your student will be absent, please call the school to report the absence as you typically would. Students need to be wearing a face covering at school at all times. And please help us by reminding them about physical distancing protocols, hand washing, and best practices for being safe. You'll drop off your child through your assigned entrance location. Many families have asked me about the locations. They can be flexible, and they will definitely be flexible for siblings. So students in different grade levels or in different classrooms can be dropped off at the same gate. They just need to navigate to their classroom from there. We also have a different pickup location for TK and K that I've shared with families. That will be in the front of school. Please send your student to school every day with a fresh, washed face covering, unless you're using disposable ones, and then they need to come with a new disposable mask each day. As soon as students get home from school, please have them wash their hands. Our Wrangler rules are safe, respectful, prepared. We want our students at Lang Ranch to be safe, wearing masks, distancing from others, washing hands, and following directions. Respectful, showing respect to others when we come back to school so that everyone feels comfortable coming to school in this new way. And prepared. Please have them use the distancing dots while they wait for you to pick them up, and we'll be using the dots as we wait for the teachers to open the doors in the morning. We will also be asking that everyone is wearing their masks and has a spare mask in their backpack that they can use if something happens to their first mask. And then also making sure that you have their materials each day so that they're prepared. Our teachers have been preparing their classrooms to make sure that the desks are distanced appropriately and limiting the amount of movement in class. The first day of school, as a reminder, the teachers will be opening their doors at 8:15, so the students don't need to stand on their distancing dots in the morning on the first day of school. They'll be able to go directly into the classroom at 8:15. After the first day of school, students coming to class will stand on their designated distancing dot, and grades TK and K will still be allowing students to come into the classroom for the first week of school. So there's a picture of the distancing dots, what some of our sanitizing stations look like. There are also hand sanitizers up and down all of the hallways. Some of our students, especially those in childcare, may be using our lunch tables. There are labels and markers to show them where to sit. Our students will see hallway arrows marking one-way direction so that they can be going appropriate direction at school, our restroom and other waiting spots, and then our recess zones. The teachers will be sharing their recess zones with students each day. They'll be on a rotational schedule where each day they'll go to a recess zone with the students in their own class and cohort. Here's a couple more safe, respectful, prepared reminders. Safe with our masks, respectful of our 6 feet distancing, and prepared with our materials and supplies. If your student is in childcare, childcare will be communicating to you the procedures for childcare. And then another reminder that TK and K after school pickup is at the front of school. Here is a diagram of our drop-off map and also a pickup map in our s'more. And then we've added some additional guidelines about masks. If your student is returning to campus next week, this is a guide on conversations to have with them regarding mask wearing, ways that we do not wear our mask at school, and some do's and do nots for masks. And then finally, the s'more ends with some of the videos that we've filmed for the students to help them be prepared for starting school next week at Lang Ranch. We cannot wait to welcome our Wranglers back. Parents, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me. I'll be checking email all weekend so that I can make sure that families feel safe and comfortable returning to school next week. Happy trails!